Triple B's! The NBA draft is over and Lamelo Ball, the youngest heir of the Ball dynasty, has gone third overall. The owner of the Charlotte Hornets, Michael Jordan, you may know him, he put aside his jealousy and anger towards his superior LeVar Ball and did what was best for the team and drafted his son. Now, the title of this video is, Can Lamelo Ball save the Charlotte Hornets? And it's not an easy answer. It may not be an answer that we get until his hypothetical tenure in Charlotte goes into his first 2 to 3, even 4 years. The first question to help answering this would be, can he build or help build the infrastructure to make it seem like Charlotte is actually a place where you can go and win some games? Kawhi teaming up with PG and going to the Clippers. Durant getting a call from a crying Draymond Green in the parking lot. LeBron colluding with Adam Silver at every single moment to run the league. These are all the infamous calls about superstars teaming up to build a super team. Nobody's fucking talking about doing that in Charlotte. Nobody's getting a late night text from a superstar player saying, hey bro, come to Charlotte, it's a place where we can win a title. That's just the reality of the situation on the ground right now. And you don't have to look far for the reason, just look at their history. 0 titles, their best showing in the playoffs is just getting to the semifinals. They've never been to the conference finals. And this is as the Bobcats, this is as the Hornets, this is as whatever the fuck you want to call them. Best appearances in the semifinals. Their best all-time player, arguably, at least in my mind, is Kemba Walker. He made the All-Star game 3 times during his tenure in Charlotte, and they clearly didn't do enough to build around him because he never made it out of the first round. Their leadership, well, outside of my video on it, it doesn't get a lot of press, but MJ has historically been a very bad GM and owner in terms of actually winning and having results. Now, it has been reported that after underachieving as a GM for years, MJ did agree to take a step back a while back as a GM in terms of actually dealing with player operations, things like that. But today, it was reported that per Kevin O'Connor, very famous reporter, reputable guy, if the Hornets keep the 3rd pick, league sources say Michael Jordan has given his stamp of approval for the front office to select Lamelo Ball, which is about what I would expect from Michael Jordan. Not that I know him personally, I wasn't a security guard like this guy, that guy's the man. I am not, I don't know him. But the main theme in The Last Dance is that he's competitive almost to a fault, if not for those 6 rings. Michael Jordan is a competitive guy. Look, he pays these people's salaries, he pays for the electricity, he keeps the lights on. I don't think it's that far-fetched to say he probably will and will always have some say in the front office. Right now, let's just take a look at his track record. Drafted in Washington, he drafted Kwame Brown 1st overall, and then in Charlotte, he drafted Adam Morrison, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Just one of these offenses for a GM that doesn't sell billions and billions of dollars worth of shoe deals each year would be a fireable offense. Luckily, his name is Michael Jordan, and he does actually meet the qualifications for selling billions of dollars worth of shoes each year. That's how it works. If you win 6 rings, you're going to sell some shoes, people are going to cut you some slack. But being that he put his stamp of approval on the Lamelo Ball pick, allegedly, according to these reports, it does make you question whether MJ, with whatever role he actually does have in the front office, and whoever else he's working with, are making the right and good enough decisions to field talent in order to convince eventual free agents to go there in the first place, and that this is a place where you can win. Right now, they're playing Nicholas Batum $27 million and Terry Rozier nearly $19 million. Hold on, let me crunch the numbers for a second. Yeah, that's not good. Also, is the fact that Michael Jordan was interested in drafting Lamelo Ball in the first place not a blatant red flag given his track record? Hey, I'm just asking the questions. I actually like Lamelo, but I get paid the big bucks to ask the questions. The point is, this is an uphill battle. To make the playoffs next year seems kind of unlikely, and still in 2 years it does kind of seem out of reach. However, there is good news. Obviously, they just got Lamelo Ball. I think that's why you're here. I think you might already know that. But they have some other good young pieces. PJ Washington had a very promising rookie year. They have 2 young players that haven't really met expectations so far, but they're still young and still show promise. That is Malik Monk and Miles Bridges. They're still young. Like I said, they haven't lived up to the expectations, but they're young. I'm not going to say it again, they're young. But of course, the current rising star, the phenom in Charlotte, is a young man by the name of Devontae Graham. A young man who's had an incredible breakout season in his sophomore season and is one of the most underrated yet respected players around the league. Luka Doncic even went as far to say that Devontae Graham, not Luka, the boy wonder, should have been selected for the most improved player finalist category and not him, the boy wonder, Luka. You know him. My point is that this team has some foundation to build on. What the Hornets can actually build based on this foundation is still unclear. Will it be a nice big mansion featured on Manny Fresh's episode of MTV Cribs? Will it actually be a tiny home? Or will it be built on a sinkhole and the whole foundation collapses and reemerges somewhere in China? The good news for Lamelo, Graham, and the Hornets, as well as their fans worldwide, is that these are all pieces to work with. Their success going into this year depends on a few things. First, if Devontae Graham can actually get to that next level. The second is the overall improvement of Malik Monk and Miles Bridges. The third is Terry Rozier can improve on his 18 points per game and much improved 3-point percentage and field goal percentage from last year. And potentially the most importantly is how fluid and smooth Lamelo's jump shot is at the next level, as well as his defense. Every scout says is his biggest liability. Can't win games if you can't defend. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. It won't be easy to fix the Charlotte Hornets. To do this, LaMelo Ball and company would have to rewrite Charlotte basketball history, redefining narratives, redefining challenges. This can be met with a lot of backlash. Not everybody likes revolutionaries. We all remember that the Catholics fucking burnt Jan Hus at the stake, and I haven't forgotten. Now, present day 2020, what do I actually expect from Charlotte this year? I think the playoffs are probably unlikely. Last year, of course, they finished 9th. They didn't make the playoffs. They weren't even invited to the bubble, being that they were 6 games out of the 8th seed. Do I expect them to make playoffs? Probably not. On paper, I think 99% of basketball fans would agree that Milwaukee, the Raptors, the Celtics, the Pacers, Miami, Philly, and the newfound juggernaut in Brooklyn are all clearly better than what the Hornets have to offer. The 8th seed is still probably better. That was the Magic last year. I would say that they were better. Most would probably agree. But the rest of the East, the Wizards, the Bulls, the Knicks, to a certain extent the Pistons, the Cavs, and despite the rise of Trae Young, the Hawks, they're all complete dumpster fires. It is possible that the Hornets could surprise some people this year and actually make a run into the playoffs. I'm not betting on it. I'm not a betting man. I'm not a betting man anymore, I'll actually say, because I lost the house. But if I was still, I probably wouldn't bet money on it. And I will go on record saying that I don't think they'll make the playoffs this year. That is, of course, unless they add a play-in game to do like they did last year with the Blazers and the Grizzlies playing it out for the 8th seed. Which brings me to my next point. Like how the Grizzlies were last year. An emerging rookie with amazing creativity. At first it was Ja and now it's LaMelo. With a promising young core, I think both teams have and had that. Which brings me to my last point. How will the Triple B's show run in Charlotte? Well, I think until they start winning, there won't be too much mainstream media fanfare in Charlotte. LeVar Ball has said that wherever LaMelo goes, Triple B gets a new city, but I don't think there will be much media attention in Charlotte. It's not a big sports town in terms of globally. And nationally, of course. Not globally, fucking nationally. Nobody gives a shit about this in fucking, I don't know. And it hasn't been a mainstream attraction really since Cam Newton took the team to the Super Bowl that I can remember in the last 10 years. Certainly not in basketball, which I think will actually help LaMelo. First off, LeVar has kind of taken a back seat in the past couple years, and Big Baller Brand doesn't really even exist anymore. It's dead, rest in peace. Triple B's. Second, a change of pace and an opportunity to grow to a certain extent under the radar as opposed to going under a microscope, going first overall, or to a contender in Golden State, or to a media nightmare like New York. He went to Australia this past year, and while he did make some noise, I would argue that it was more under the radar than most players in college, being that, hey, let's be real, most Americans are nuts about the Illawarra Hawks and staying up to whatever hour in the morning they play, or I don't know the fucking time zone, but it's different times. It's going to throw off your equilibrium. Most Americans didn't go out of the comfort of their own time zone to watch a shitty team, which the Illawarra Hawks were, and probably still are. I'm not following them that closely anymore, and I think that helped going to an overseas team and going kind of under the radar. Lamelo seems like a hard worker. I've watched him this past week in the draft and the build-up. He doesn't say a whole lot, but what he does say is exactly the right thing. I don't think he's going to slip up, say anything that draws too much negative media attention, kind of like how his father did. But I think he's in good hands. He's got a good head on his shoulder. He's got a great family support unit. Now we just wait for LeVar to dust up MJ when they finally play in that much anticipated one-on-one game. Have it be best of 3, put it on pay-per-view, charge $60, have all the proceeds go to charity, go to a food bank, something for a good cause. Help out a lot of people. That's a free idea from me that you can use. $60 pay-per-view. I'll pay. Well, no, I came up with the idea. You're giving me a free pay-per-view if you do this. But everyone else, $60. Let's do some good. LeVar, MJ, one-on-one for charity. And did I answer the question of this video? I hope I did. The answer is, yeah, he can turn the Charlotte Hornets around. He can save them. It's going to be an uphill battle, and there's going to be many people, not just him. Graham, Lamelo, let's say Washington, some free agents, some more draft picks, some trades, shit like that. That's how you become a good franchise. And if he does, if he turns it around, if they win a title in Charlotte, God forbid, seems a long way off from now, but if they did, hey, LeVar was right. Check out his hat. I told you so. That is triple B's in the flesh. Thank you very much, folks. That is the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Helps out the channel. I appreciate it. Check out the website. Great articles. And that is all. Thank you so much. I love you.